sometimes you're so brainwashed by people around you. For me, writing is like an advanced visualization.
All the ADs were literally crying behind the monitor because that scene was such.
Your inning in this film industry only becomes longer if you are understood or liked as an actor, not as a star.
Hi, I'm Tanzim Pardiwala from Filmfare, and I'm here with, I cannot believe I'm saying this, Bobby Deol, Prakash Jha, and Aditi Pohankar. How are you doing? Welcome to Filmfare. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We are doing very well. How are you?
I am good too because I'm here talking to you about the amazing ashram. Bobby sir, I'll start with you. I feel you started in the OTT space with 83 and ashram came soon after. How are you feeling now when you see the payoff of making that choice?
Well, I mean, OTT has given me the opportunity to do characters which was never offered to me. I mean, it started with Class of 83. That was my first venture on OTT platform. But it got totally overshadowed because 1 week later, Ashram came. But even then, that Class of 83 gave me a lot of acknowledgement as an actor. And it kind of was something I was waiting for a long time, because your inning in this film industry only becomes longer if you are understood or liked as an actor, not as a star, And when people started appreciating my work, it was every actor's dream that your work is appreciated. And then Ashram broke all the records. It went to another level of beyond our expectation. I was very nervous because we all were very nervous, not because of anything else, but it was a bold step to make such a bold subject, because Prakash ji is known to pick up social issues and things like that. And he's always had that kind of a background. He knows so much about it that no one else could have even thought of writing something so well. And that's why it connected with every kind of the masses, the high society, every society. People just enjoyed the show, and the cast was amazing. It was not just me. I think everyone in the show made the show happen.
Yeah.
It can never work otherwise. And I think that's why people have given us so much love, and we are so grateful to each and every one for giving us so much love and respect, and giving us so much of blessings after the show came out. So it's just been amazing.
I love to see it. I want to ask both of you, Bobby sir and Prakash sir.
Decide who should answer.
Prakash ji.
You have so many releases over the years and box offices, as well as it's true for you as well. Do you still get those jitters when something new comes out, or are you quite used to it?
I don't know. I mean, you keep working, keep trying, you keep constructing the story, you try and do your best. But eventually what happens that you're not too sure as to how it will connect, because that's something which is, as I say, a word called adrishya. That is not seen by anybody till it connects. I don't think I get jitters now, but I am still anxious, and to the sense that शायद connect कर जाए. Mostly हो जाता है, कुछ थोड़ा कम होता है, कुछ थोड़ा ज़्यादा होता है. ये तो कुछ ज़्यादा ही हो गया. Ashram. Honestly speaking, I personally get to know about it when the writing has happened, because the writing, the way it connects to you, or at least me, because for me writing is like an advanced visualization. I'm the first one who has already seen it. When I've written it, I've seen it. So roughly more or less it works. If I haven't been able to write it well, haven't got the threads properly woven, then I'm very anxious about it. Yeah.
I mean, for me, it was first time I was playing an antagonist, and definitely I was nervous. Like, I remember the day I was promoting, I got a vertigo attack because I have vertigo issues. And I guess there was a lot of, I was nervous, scared as to how people will take me playing a character like this, because sometimes you're so brainwashed by people around you. That actor, that's the weakest part of an actor, is when they're brainwashed and they don't start believing in what they're capable of, what do they really want to do. And that's why they end up choosing things which are like easy way out for them. But this was something which was not an easy way out for me. It was something where I was starting my career again, and I chose something which was totally away from anything which Bobby Deol was ever seen as. So I was really nervous, and even usually when you do a film, you see the film 4 days back earlier, but here I was watching it with the audiences. It was the first time experience that I'm sitting and watching the episodes, and it's everyone in India is watching it at the same time, and I was nervous. But when phone calls started coming in, when messages started coming in, when my parents, who I never told that I was doing a show like this, because they also try to influence you, because bold characters like this, sometimes people are not, what will people think or say, but an actor, what is an actor? An actor is someone who's playing characters which he's not. He's trying to play characters which are existing in the world around us. So they got so many phone calls. I mean, आज तक मेरी माँ को उन सहेलियों के फोन आ रहे हैं, पूछते रहती है, माँ बोलती है मुझसे कि पूछ रहे हैं आश्रम कब आ रहा है, फिर अभी फोन आया, वो बड़े एक्साइटेड है, आश्रम का शो आ रहा है. So that's the amount of love this show has given all of us,
Definitely.
So it's been amazing.
It's so great. So nice to hear. Aditi, speaking of things that are not easy, playing Pummy, I can imagine. On a technical level, of course, you're a skilled actor, you can pull it off. But I guess there's also an emotional aspect, you're playing this, someone who's going through things. What has your journey been like, since season 1 to now, where you're staying with this character for so long and just going through so much as a person?
Well, I've been lucky to get a script like that, because going from innocence to something that we are going towards now with Pummy, it's not, it could be looked upon as हाँ ये होता है, या ये organically कैसे हो रहा है, As an actor also you think कि यहाँ से यहाँ अगर मैं जा रही हूँ, so it can be done in a very typical way, or it can be done in a very where you still don't forget who Pummy is. And that was my challenge, that I could not forget Pummy's innocence and just take her to where she was going. Because stopping her, she's unstoppable right now. Stopping her is impossible. So letting her go, keeping that innocence, that love, that why we like Pummy, for who she was, for her strength, for her courage, for her determination, keeping that in mind and taking her forward was my responsibility, I would say, as an actor. Of course, it's all sketched, written in the script, and that's why I could do it. But there is a personal connect to every character that I do, and I start feeling the emotion that's pent down, So I think, I don't know what has happened. I don't know. As I shot for it, I was very emotional at times where, there were spaces where, as a woman, as a girl, I felt, oh, why is this happening to her? And what can we do? What can we do about it? I remember once there was a scene where all the ADs were literally crying behind the monitor, because that scene was such, where she looks into the mirror and, So I think that, it is very challenging emotionally, but since you flow with it, and when that time is over, you take time to recover and you come back.
Similarly, Bobby, sir, I want to ask you, what are the emotional challenges there? Because I feel like you're doing scary characters super well, be it Animal or this. And I think Love Hostel was your scariest.
Oh, yeah.
Underrated opinion.
Sure?
Love
was.
Hostel.
Yeah, Love Hostel.
Absolutely
See,
terrifying.
I don't think of myself. See, people who are wrong never know they're wrong. That's why they're wrong.
Precisely.
Right? Because for them, it's right what they're doing. So I never, when I was performing as an actor, I had to, everyone has got good, bad in them. It's how we control the bad that makes us a better person. But when you're playing characters, when you're as an actor, you let those emotions come out, because human beings are like that. Yeah. So I guess it was like that for me. And yes, there were some moments in the film, in the web series when I was doing, I used to feel disgusted with myself, because somewhere your reality and the real life is so different, but it was so nice because we started the whole show in Ayodhya, and we were staying in this small hotel, which is one of the best things that happened to all of us. I think all the actors sat every evening together, and we got to know each other. So for me, it was like when I did some scenes where I was a little disgusted doing it, because eventually you come back to being yourself and you start feeling that disgust. But I was sitting with the same people who I was horrible to in the scene, and we were laughing, joking. So it becomes back to reality that, oh, I'm just an actor, And then I became fine. I mean, there were some moments where I fell unwell 2 days before, some moments in the show. But it was great working with great actors, especially Aditi and me. We had some really intimate scenes and all that. And working with her was just amazing because एक thin line होती है इससे जब आप scenes करते हो, because you forget you're playing characters at that moment you feel, oh, you know, am I crossing the line or things like that. But when you're performing and when your co-actor is performing and playing the character to the T, then it becomes easy for you to do it. I think that was something which was wonderful with everybody I worked with in the show as well.
Quite right, quite right. Before I come to your experience of working with each other, Prakash, I have to ask you, when you have such a big star in your show, were there any moments
Where
of
is
like...
big star?
आपने तो बनाया मुझे.
They're all friends. They're all good actors. I mean, till date, I mean, I have never had, no actor has made me feel like he's a big star.
No, it was just amazing. Prakash ji.
But even all the films that I've done,
Yeah.
I mean, we are all friends. We are all working together to the same goal. I never get that feeling. I never, I have been working for several years and made probably a few films, but for me, every day is a new learning. That's what happens on the set. आज ये scene करना है, ऐसे करना है, and everybody gets involved.
Yeah.
That's it.
But I was curious to know that were there any fan moments where like maybe you're shooting and fans have flocked to the area knowing that, okay, like you said that there's a hotel, like did any of that happen during your experience?
पता नहीं हुआ होगा, but didn't disturb or shoot.
We have proper control over everything because we are on
जरूर
like,
हुआ होगा, लोग आते होंगे, but I mean, we always have a protocol where our shooting never got disturbed because of that. Never.
Okay, amazing. I want to talk to the two of you and ask you your experience of working with each other, because like we discussed, those characters are so layered and there's just so much happening. What was it like fleshing all of that out together?
see, it's not, I mean, it's not like how it was. It was, see, when you're doing any kind of project, any kind of film or a web series, you have to, the actors working in it have to be the character while performing. And if that doesn't happen, that's when audiences won't enjoy this. So what I can credit goes to her, if you like me in that scene, is because she gave me that energy, and vice versa. That's how it works. Some characters, when, I've worked in so many films and I've worked where maybe I let down my co-actor by not giving them the energy, because I was also learning and growing as an actor. But then there must be some who I worked with who didn't give me the energy back, and like I was recently working with Anil ji, and he's such an amazing co-actor to work. He's so senior, and yet he was giving me his lines while I was performing, when the camera was on me, and he was doing it so well that it helped me perform. So
He was talking about it.
Anil ji. So
He really said, he comes on the screen and I said, देखा मैं monitor में क्या दिखता है वो, क्या करता है? He was completely.
मुझे उस दिन वर्टिगो हो गया था, तो मैं काम नहीं कर पा रहा था, तो they took his shots and I was feeling so bad that I was not giving him the lines, but he's such a good actor that he was performing. So that's what I'm saying, I'm doing thanks to how Ashram has changed my life, and even Love Hostel, even Class of 83. It's your work that speaks for you.
Yeah.
And
You begin to enjoy.
Yeah.
You begin to feel confident. When you're there, like it's his whole confidence through the days of the shooting got improved.
yeah, I was
Basically, she is such a hard worker.
हरियाणवी सीखी इसने इतनी अच्छी.
पूरी उतनी अच्छी बोलती है, और प्लस जो एक होता है ना, एक जो एक्टर, तो आप जब लाइन क्रॉस कर जाते हो तो बन ही जाते हो. कैरेक्टर को पकड़ना, कैरेक्टर को ढूंढना, कैरेक्टर के साथ बैठना, वो एक ज़रूरी चीज़ होती है. बाकी एक्टिंग तो कर ही लेते हैं सब, क्योंकि वो हो गया तो फिर आप एक्टिंग नहीं करते, फिर वो कैरेक्टर बन जाते हो.
Yeah, I think that happened on set, like sir said, कि उसके साथ उठना बैठा, and that I think Bobby sir really helped me because I used to keep watching him from a distance and I used to keep thinking, what will Pummy think when Baba is doing this? And when my scenes were not there, also I used to sit behind the inka scene tha tab. And I used to just keep watching him, that what will happen to Pummy. So it's almost like co-creating on spot. It's nothing. It's such a beautiful medium and it's such a beautiful craft that if everybody gets along the way we did, then you are just going to be in bliss, Then you don't want it to end. Yeah, and it reaches the audience like it has.
Yeah, no, definitely. Which is why I want to talk about Ashram's popularity as well. What, according to you, has kind of connected, because I feel a lot of our crime thrillers are very unflinching, but still, like, audiences from everywhere are like so hooked. What is it about, genre
It's the
that
magic of
people-
writing. Seriously. ऐसी कहानी अगर कोई और कितनी लिख सकते हैं, कितनी लिखी गई हैं, लेकिन they never people didn't connect with it because it's the writing. Movies can't be made if they're not influenced by the society you live in. So I think that is the main factor behind it. And I think we all agree one thing is captain of the ship, Prakash Ji. He has to guide us, and he guided us so well and made it so easy for us. It is. So I think it's a whole combination, and no one knows the end product, how it's going to turn out to be. No one knows that. We can never predict how the next season is going to be. But people have connected to it, and I'm sure we try our best not to let them down.
Yeah, I think it's a lot to do with the hope and the fear. So when we actually dabbling this in our real life, and the way it has been, the ship is the way it's been monitored and the way it's been sailed, which the captain is doing, it's so well done. That's why it feels like, we want to see the triumph, we want to see the victory, we want to see what's happening on the other side. So I think hope is a very big, stone that particularly this whole world was mounted on.
Lastly, Prakash sir, I'll ask you the very last question. What does this tell you about what the audience wants or what the audience is ready for, like when you see a show like this and, just the genre like doing so well in general?
You see, in my entire life and career, I've never ever written, thought, or constructed a story keeping the audience in mind. It is the story which has to speak. If I can narrate my story quite simply to a 9-year-old child, and the child understands my story and is engaged in my story, my work is done. So it's basically how you tell your story. Things can be complex. You have to simplify it. You have to give the definitions of complex thing in a very simple manner. कहते हैं ये कहानी जो होती है जैसे पतंग उड़ाते हैं वो होता है, कितनी ढील देनी है और कितना खींचना है, उसके ऊपर ही पतंग उड़ती है. You have to talk to the wind, which is, supporting the kite. तो जो पतंग उड़ाता है ना वो बात करता है हवा से, अच्छा छोड़ो, खींचो, और पतंग उसके हिसाब से चलती है. कहानी का भी वही है, कितनी इन्फॉर्मेशन देनी है, कितना रोक लेना है, कहाँ घुमाना है, कैसे वो ऑर्गेनिकली लिखते होता है. और जितना सिंपल हो, जितना अच्छा हो. सो आई थिंक दैट्स व्हाट should be our effort, that the effort of the actors is to get into that character and play it the way it has been written, and hoping that the audience will connect with it. And once they do, then they begin to feel कि कितना छोड़ा कितना खींचा, वो उनको समझ में आने लगता है, फिर मजा आता, फिर मैजिक हो जाता.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Oh my God. Thank you so much for this conversation. This was amazing. Thank you.
Welcome.